Your pain is not normal. As soon as I sit up from being adjusted, it feels like this warm wave, like a roller coaster, and then all of a sudden I feel like I'm just settled and I'm able to leave like that feels better. I was a rural mail carrier until January of 2025. I got in a rollover car accident on the job. I was going downhill on some washboards, on some ice, and just the wheels went out from under me. Anyways, I had found Laurel probably about in 2023, I think. A friend of mine had gotten referred to her by one of her friends previously, and so I started coming. So this was kind of between both of the accidents. I'd already been seeing her. Started seeing her, got put back into alignment. It started helping with migraines. It started helping with my posture. It started helping with, because I would get migraines which would knock out, and they didn't hurt. I didn't have any pain associated, but I just would kind of lose vision, where like all of a sudden I just couldn't see your whole face, or I couldn't see the part of the road, or I couldn't, so I'd have to stop, and I never knew what it was really about or what was, happening there. I don't know. And so those started getting under control, knowing that was kind of coming from the pressure of whatever was misaligned in my neck, so that was like my first like aha, relief from here, because that they had stopped. And so the year before my accident, I had only come in here twice, and that was just from like just stiff neck of not, I sit and everything I do was to the right, out of the car every day, 6 days, 5-6 days a week some days. So. So then when the accident happened in January, I came in here within probably the first week or so I got in right afterwards, and that accident had actually forced me out of alignment the opposite direction. We went through and did a lot of the new imaging. We started doing recorrections, and I was holding a couple days. I want to say I was coming in here in the very beginning of 2025. I was coming in here probably 2 times, maybe sometimes 3 times a week, like just to really get it back, trying to hold. And then we started to notice it just wasn't grabbing, it wasn't holding. And I kept my physical limits very minimal. So if you're like bubble wrapped, right? Like you don't move without your shoulders, you don't do it, you don't lift anything. It's the craziest feeling to like think in your mind you're so capable, and then have a body that's like, yeah, nice try. The DMX was extremely critical in my case, because that was the one thing that led to the diagnosis. We had the DMX, and the DMX that was really hard for me to do. It's a test where you stand there and she does the imaging and you're moving and in motion and whatnot, but even doing all of that motion made me feel like I was gonna pass out, and I had to stop. Was getting really hot, and just, it was a lot of energy that it was taking out of me and whatnot. So it took us a little bit of time, but what it showed was that there was, where my bones were slipping and crossing, and all of the crazy stuff that was happening in there. And so we were able to use that. We were able to send that over to the Centeno-Schultz Clinic, and they were able to help diagnose with the cranial cervical instability. So we had that appointment, but because I'm working with the Department of Labor and that appointment was over Zoom, they would not take that diagnosis because it was a telemedicine. So then they referred me to a second opinion doctor in Kansas City. He was a hip and sports specialist doctor, and he actually, I spent the hour instructing him about cranial cervical instability. Kind of taught him about it, and I just hoped I gave him enough. And he ended up agreeing with that diagnosis. So that was a huge win for that and for my case. They've done several X-rays, MRIs, which from a standard procedure look normal to the standard radiologists. So the same MRI that I had from the radiologist around here listed it as normal. Collaborative care has made a big difference for me. I function in my mild state the most because of coming here and seeing Dr. Laurel. I don't think I could function as much as I do without that. And then I have physical therapy. Training that she's received and been able to work with Dr. Laurel with has been phenomenal, because I went from feeling worse to now like I can pretty stabilize, and we can track my conditions and treatments, and she'll feel the tension and go, oh, you're starting to get tight and tense here and all the things. So I think that the ongoing training between the clinics is critical, and so those in tandem are what keeps me from, I think I would be much worse off if I didn't have the knowledge of coming here previously, right? And I think that's the biggest thing, is that how many people don't know or have the condition or is a very similar condition as this, and they don't have the tools and resources. Like, I feel like with my case with the Department of Labor, I'm kind of forced to have to figure it out on my own a little bit, but I couldn't do it without coming here and without Laurel. Like, there's no way.